Hello, my name is Reed from Cascade, and today I just wanted to do a quick video to walk you through this article that we wrote about how to write KPIs. So we break this down into a 4-step process. It's very simple and effective, but it will fit into any framework that you're using, and it's deceptively effective even though it is so simple. So really you can break it down into these 4 pieces here. The first bit is determining your key business objectives, then actually determining what success means for those objectives, putting measurements behind it, and then writing it in a smart way so that you can actually do something about it. Before we dive into those 4 pieces, however, I'm going to very quickly just give a little bit of background. So first and foremost, don't just take KPIs from someone else just because, oh, I'm a manufacturing company. This is a list of manufacturing KPIs. Might seem kind of obvious, but it's not for a lot of organizations. You really have to do some critical thinking to try to come up with what's the best way for me to measure success and the things that I've determined will drive my organization forward. So this just covers that a little bit. And then it also walks you through sort of that mentality behind deriving out what is going to be successful, alternative versus value-based decision making. With an example here, you want to do everything on value-based decision making, not just, all right, well, I could do this or this. No, think a little bit deeper than that and consider a couple key derivative pieces of information that drive you towards the decision that you're actually making. Anyway, back to the approach. So let's walk through these 4 steps. The first bit is determining your key business objectives. The word objective, goal, pillar, initiative, whatever you want to use, it's ultimately the same thing. It's a more generalized thing that is, what are you hoping to accomplish with your organization? The top level of your strategy of, all right, this year or this 3-year set, this is the big thing I'm trying to accomplish, or this is one of the 10, 15 big things I'm trying to accomplish here. Once you have that written out, the important thing is to not let that just be this very qualitative, subjective sort of thing that lives up in the clouds. You want to define how you're actually going to get there. So we wrote out an example right here where it basically says, okay, I want to increase the flow of my marketing pipeline. But how am I going to know if I've actually done that? Well, I'm increasing the number of leads that enter the pipeline and the ones that actually exit the pipeline that go to sales. That really will determine whether or not I increase the flow of that marketing pipeline. So putting key measurable results onto that business objective will make it much more effective. We have guides that walk you through some examples for all of those. To that first point, don't just copy them. It's just something to keep your mind going and help you think of what might be more effective for your organization. Third step is deciding on the measurement. Like, okay, we have number of leads entering the pipeline. How do I actually measure that? You can put a real figure on that. In this example, we walk through what we call sales qualified leads. Very effective for a software type company where you can say, all right, as soon as it enters the sales side of things, it's getting marked as an SQL. Now I know it leaves that side of the pipeline. I can then track any SQL that's created. That's considered a lead leaving it. I can determine what is my goal throughout the course of the year. I want to hit 1,000 a month. And then did I actually get there? That's now a measurable KPI. And the last step is then writing out those KPIs. So you might have seen, if you read a lot of our other content, this SMART format. It can be kind of a buzzword in business and corporate settings, but don't let that deter you. It is very effective. Having everything be specific, measurable, attainable, and relevant, and then time-bound as well, is an incredibly effective way to make sure that there's not a lot of kind of dancing around why things didn't get done, and then clear direction on how to actually do it. So rather than just, new sales leads, something like that, increase new HubSpot lead profile to 40,000 people by December 31st of 2019. That has a very clear message that anybody can read and immediately ascertain, okay, this is what we're trying to increase. This is the timeline. This is how we're going to do it. There's action behind that. Lastly, if you're looking for a software to actually do this, and again, a lot of you are following along at home who are already Cascade users, you can do that in a software tool such as Cascade Strategy, where it brings that to life and really automates this process so it's very effective. So for example, a key strategic objective here would be like become the de facto website for strategic planning content. Just happens to be something we're focused on here at Cascade. That's one of our objectives that we're working on as an organization. And then we defined, okay, how do we actually get to that point? What is our measurable result? Well, we need to deliver more users to the website. We created a SMART KPI attacking that with real measurable results. So if I click into that, I can say I'm going to go from 7.5 thousand people a week to 30,000 people a week throughout the course of this 2 to 3 year period. And then we even built in an integration to track that real time against our measures. So I can see down to the week, down to the quarter using milestones here, how we're progressing against that result that we're looking to get. And I can see, okay, right now I'm a little ahead of where I expected to be. That's great. We're fluctuating a lot around the holidays and the time after that, but I can know exactly where I'm at. And at the end of the year, we can look back and say, okay, these are the KPIs that we were looking at. This is whether or not we actually accomplished them. And ultimately that tells us, did we accomplish that key strategic objective? All right, I hope that helps. As always, please reach out to us if you have any comments or questions about this article. Otherwise, we'll look forward to talking to you next time. Thanks.